Good morning, guys. Well, good afternoon. Actually, it's just gone midday in the UK. It's Gifford here from the Killer Content Academy with just some getting started tips on content curation, which is what I'm touching on this week on the website and in my community group. And I just wanted to do a little broadcast to have some discussion going around who has used content curation in their marketing, to see whether you guys have any idea what it is, and just to get you started on how to gather together information that your clients and customers would find really useful. It's very probable that, that we're going to have my lively kitchen join us as well on the broadcast. So first of all, let's look at what a content curation actually is. And essentially, when you boil it down, it's the act of collecting together resources and information from other content creators, so from other business blogs, from other audios and podcasts, other resources, and presenting it to your audience, to your clients, to your readers, to your, to sort of consumers of your platform. And it's not stealing, it's not appropriating, it's not using stuff that's not yours. It's adding to the conversation. It's kind of pulling things together in one place which your peeps would find really useful. And this has so many things about it which will really help you in your reach and in your marketing and in your authority building, because what happens is when you become someone who shares really useful things from one place and you add in your conversation, your ideas, your insights, you become someone who is a go-to authority. And the great thing about this is that you don't have to be creating all the content, all the articles, all the stuff yourself. You can simply be someone who is bringing it all together in one place, be it in a roundup, a sort of blog post, in an ebook, in your social media. You could be someone who shares awesome stuff. And this is also helpful to you in a number of ways, because when you are collecting all the conversations and the pieces of content which are happening in your audience and in your niche and in your sector, you become someone who knows really what's going on. It really helps you to keep your finger on the pulse and to understand what's happening in your industry and what the trends are and what's changing and the way that people are working in your sector and your business. So not only will it help you stay up to date, but you also become a source, a really trusted source of someone who is sharing information in a really helpful way. And the way in which you share that information can be your personal touch. So you might want to share individual posts on your social media. You might want to be someone who links up really handy stuff in one email and you send it out every week or every month or whenever. You might be someone who wants to pull it all together and have a podcast discussion about it. And this is where you can get really creative, because this is where also you can put your mark on the content curation process. Because the way in which you present that information, whether it's visually, whether it's a range of ways, hi Kerry, or whether it's, straightforward, like really impactful blog post that links up loads of articles, the way in which you design, your presentation of it is where you have a chance to really make an impact in your own style as well. So you don't have to create all the original pieces, but you can be someone who adds a really incredible spin on it, or who puts it all together in a really interesting way. And that's where you can start to get your brain cells working around that. So examples of content curation would be something like my content hacks post. You can have a look at that. Killer Content Academy / content hacks. You'll see what I've done there. That's a content curation post. In that, we have linked together all sorts of articles on content curation hacks. On content hacks, including my own blog post. So you can obviously include your own content in there. And what I've done is I've designed a page which looks really impactful, that's really easy to follow, which has my own kind of thoughts around content hacks. And I've also added in the bonus of a content upgrade. Other examples might be you could pull together interesting articles on a Pinterest board and curate content in a visual way and share that, that Pinterest board in a blog post or or on your page or with your audience. You can also, you can pull together stuff which is done on automation. So for those of you who watched last week, the Trello week, if you were here for Trello week, and if not, you can catch up on the videos below and on the killercontentacademy.com site. But I was showing how to automate research using Trello. So by hooking up hashtag search terms and bringing in all the current articles on certain hashtags straight into your Trello board. So you could also do it that way. You can keep all the information coming in one place. Things like Pocket are really useful as well. Does anyone here use Pocket currently to store stories and tweets and news and stuff like that? It actually integrates really well with Twitter and with other social media platforms. So you can actually link it up with other sharing apps such as Buffer, which I'll be going into later in the week. But you're basically looking for ways to store information that will be really helpful to your clients and your audience. So whether that is from authority news sites in your industry, in your sector, whether that is from other bloggers and business bloggers in your area, in your niche, or whether that is from visual content or from social media updates and news articles, if you can pull those together and present them to people in a really interesting way that adds your spin and that adds your authority to it, then that's the beginnings of content curation. So it's basically becoming a collector of interesting things and presenting it to your audience. Does anyone have any questions or want to add to the conversation about content curation before I jump off? I'm going to be talking about it all week, rounding up with a blog post at the end of the week and more discussions on it. So I'm here for you. If you want to hit me up with any questions, you can, of course, join my Facebook group as well if you're not already in there. So we're just all about getting started. All right, guys, so start collecting stories and you'll see how it works for you. See you later.